Hi children, welcome back to the online class of Sri Gokulam Public School Guruvayur. I am Swati, your IT teacher. How are you children? Hope you all had a wonderful Christmas. So children, stay home, stay safe. Yes children, so let's come back to our topic. So do you remember we have been discussing about AI project cycle, okay? And in our previous class, we have discussed about the first stage of AI project cycle, that is planning, which includes problem scoping. And we know designing of any AI project starts with problem scoping, and it includes how to set a goal and also learn to list out necessary elements, and for that we can use this 4W canvas. So here you can see the first one is who, which means who are the people affected by this problem, and then the what, so what is the problem, then where, that is the location where the problem is happening, and why, so why the problem has occurred, so what all things that we can do to improve the situation. Okay, and next stage is data. So in that today we are going to discuss about data acquisition. So what is data acquisition children? That is acquiring data from the relevant sources for our AI project. Okay, so here data means it can be a piece of raw information, so we have to process it and convert into a useful information. And acquisition means yes, acquiring data, collecting data for our project. So children, this data can be classified into number of types, and they are basic, structured and other. Here you can see various types of classification, in which the first one is basic classification, that is numeric data and text data. Numeric data means data which is related to numbers and which is further classified into discrete and continuous data. And textual data, which means it is made up of characters. For example, our name, okay? And then the structural classification is there. It is based on the structure, and it is classified on the basis on which the data is organized. So the first one is structured data, in which the data is organized in a predefined way. For example, our mark sheet. So it is an example of structured data, and here you can see a picture. Okay, so while seeing this you can understand what does a structured data means. Okay, and then the unstructured data, that does not have any predefined structure, just like this image, see, and for example videos, audios, etc. Okay, and then the semi structured data, whose structure is somewhere between structured and unstructured data. Okay, so these are the several classifications of data under structural classification. And then the next one is other data classification, and it includes time-stamped data that has time order in it. It is used by scientists for creating prediction. Then machine data, that is automatically generated by systems or programs. Then the spatio-temporal data, which contains both location and time information. Then the open data, it is the data which is freely available to everyone for use. Then the real-time data, that the data becomes available as soon as the event takes place. So these are the several other data classification. And then comes the big data, and that is very important. And children, the size of this data is so large that the databases cannot be used for processing this data. That's why it is called big data. Okay, and it includes structures, semi-structured and unstructured data, and it can be collected from different sources. And children, big data plays a very important role in AI because this data is the basis of machine learning and it is the building block of AI. And also this data can be used for making predictions of the future and also used for finding answers, solving problems and achieving goals. And children, big data is defined on the basis of three parameters. So let's see the three parameters, which are also known as three V's of big data, in which the first one is volume. As we know, the data is big. It is characterized by high volume, which can range from terabytes to petabytes. Okay, children. And for example, the data fed to Twitter. And then the velocity. It means the speed at which data is received. Okay. And the next is variety. As big data is largely made up of unstructured and semi-structured data, it needs additional processing. So that's about the three V's of big data. And we can use this big data in product development. It is used by companies like Netflix. Then for customer experience, for example, in social medias and all. And machine learning, in which this big data is used to train machine learning models. So these are few fields in which this big data is used. Even though this big data is better and more efficient for use with AI systems, but there are some challenges which are related to big data. And the first one is storage. That means in order to keep pace with the increase in data, that we have to develop certain technologies. So the developments have been going on in IT field to create technologies for storing this data. And next is curation. That is the stored data, whatever data that we are storing, that must be relevant for the organization. That means we have to organize the data in a manner that makes meaningful analysis of the data. And the last one is pace of change, which means, as we all know, these big data technologies are continuously changing. So in order to cope up with that, we have to keep our organizations up to date, also adopt new technologies to cope up with the changes that have been occurring in the big data technologies. And children, while we are working on this big data, it involves three steps. So the first one is integration. We are collecting this data from different sources and applications. So whatever data that we are collecting, that have to be integrated into one. Means we should make it a useful one. Okay, so that is what meant by integration. And storing. So this data has to be stored in a manner which helps us to process it on demand. And the last one is analyze, which means analyzing these collected data. And children, there are different types of organizations from which this data can be collected, and some of them are World Bank Open Data datasets, then IMF data, US National Center for Education Statistics data. Okay, so that's about data acquisition, in which we have learned about several classifications of data and also discussed about big data, which includes parameters of big data, uses of big data, challenges related to big data, and also working of big data and sources. And after collecting all this data we have to curate it, that is data curation. That means we have to filter the relevant data from the data that we have collected in order to make a meaningful and useful analysis. Okay, children. And children, there is a worksheet number 2 in page number 72, that is to acquire data for achieving your goal. So in our previous class I have already told you, select a theme and do the problem scoping. On the same problem you can do the data acquisition. So children, that's all for today. Let's see in the next class. Till then, take care. Bye.